Hi, I'm Rowena and this is my channel, A Fuller World. Together with my husband Kirk, we've set off to explore the beauty of a European summer. This year we brought a couple of friends along to help us wander through glaciers, lochs and stunning beaches, and we hope we can share a little bit of that wonder with you. So we've made it, so windy, to the Isle of Skye, which so far is spectacular. Literally every corner you turn in the car, the scenery just gets better and better. But we've come down to a little bit of a hike, get out in this absolutely stunning landscape. So we are at a place called the Fairy Pools. It's just a short walk, so far looks fairly easy, but yeah, not far away, and we'll show you the Fairy Pools. So the fairy pools are also really well known for being a great freshwater, cold water swimming spot, because the pools are actually so deep that you can jump in and go for a little bit of a swim. Fully clothed, no towel, so I'm probably not going to do that today, but definitely want to just rest my legs in, freshen up, because it is a beautiful setting and the water looks so inviting. I actually do recommend jumping in and having a swim because the water is so refreshing. It's actually beautiful, as long as it's obviously not in the middle of winter or something, it might be a different story, but it is a stunning day and this water is fantastic. So I definitely recommend dipping your feet in if you can't go for a swim. The water is so refreshing. It's honestly beautiful on a summer's day. And the other thing I recommend is just hike up a little bit further than everyone else. Like all of a sudden the crowds are thinned out, the mountains in the background are stunning, and it's just gone completely quiet apart from the wind and the falls, and it is beautiful and peaceful and well worth just walking up a couple of extra 100 metres. But Skye, like, oh, it's so early on and I'm so impressed. We are back to very good traditional Scottish weather. It's of course rainy, windy and cold. But we are this morning heading up to the Old Man of Storr hike. It's at the moment shrouded in mist, so I can't see much, but it's supposed to be pretty spectacular once you get up through the mist, so we're going to head off. This walk is definitely a little bit harder than the one we did yesterday. It's quite steep uphill, so definitely need a bit of fitness to do this one. But it is beautiful. It's just shrouded in the mist, and then so we're walking up the stairs. All of a sudden the structures sort of come out of the mist. It's just gorgeous. The weather is not on our side though, it's very Scottish weather. We've been fighting the rain and the wind up the hill, but just hit a moment of peace, so hopefully it'll give us a moment to jump back up that next step. Stopping to enjoy the views. She's a little windy. All the way up here for a great wind and great views. Alright, next up on our list for the Isle of Skye is the Kilt Rock, which is this cliff face that has sort of pleats in them which resemble a kilt. And there's supposed to be a waterfall here that comes out from the loch behind us down the cliff face. The mist is a little bit better down here though, the wind has settled, so let's go take a look. One of the last places we're going to stop in the Isle of Skye is called Duntulm Castle. And the reason we came here is that a couple of weeks ago Kirk ordered his ancestry DNA test and came back yesterday, and it turns out they've been able to isolate he's 55% Scottish, and in particular from the Isle of Skye, which is just so cool that we happened to be here when we found that out. But he was telling me his grandmother, his surname is Donaldson, which is basically the English version of MacDonald. And obviously MacDonald have territory on the Isle of Skye. So we've come out to this castle because it is one of the old castles of the MacDonald family. It's now a ruin, but just thought it'd be cool to come out here while we're here and see it. Check it out. So something really interesting about this area is it's also where the famous Flora MacDonald smuggled out old Bonnie Prince Charles dressed as a woman across the sea after the failed Jacobite risings at Culloden. So this is also a really important sort of location historically too. But God, I'm so glad we came here. Even though the castle's a ruin, the backdrop here is stunning. Like the cliffs, the sea, it's so peaceful. Honestly, if you're in Skye, it's well worth the drive to this part of the island because it is just, it's beautiful. Well, sadly that's it for the Isle of Skye. We're staying here overnight in the main town on the island called Portree, which is this cute little fishing village here. But honestly, if you come to Scotland, you have to take the time to come up to the Highlands and at least one of the islands, whether it's Skye or Mull, or I'd love to get to somewhere like Harris or Orkney one day, because this, I feel like, is where all the natural beauty of Scotland is. Like, one minute you turn a corner and it's these beautiful big Munros and hill land, the next it's the coast and the cliff, the next it's the farmland and the beautiful white houses scattered around. I've just loved every moment of Skye, whether it be rain or sunshine, so definitely worth getting up here. The next thing we've got to do is head back down to Edinburgh, so tomorrow's a really big travel day, but I can't wait to show these guys Edinburgh. They haven't been before. I have a few times now and I love Edinburgh as a city. We've got a couple of really exciting things there planned, so I guess we'll catch you back down south.